Hey, Jeremy Osterberger with BIC Magazine. We're at the Gulf Coast Industry Forum in Pasadena, Texas. The Gulf Coast Industry Forum, of course, is hosted by the Economic Alliance Houston Port Region. I'm very happy to be here with Ron Korn. Ron Korn is Senior Vice President of Petrochemicals for Chevron Phillips Chemicals. Ron, how are we doing?
Good.
Great.
Great conference.
Yeah, it is a great conference, and we thank you for being one of the keynotes here today. So, Ron, let's dig into it. CP Chem, tell us about this Gulf Coast 2 project and where it stands.
Okay, thank you. Well, it's something we've been working on now for a couple of years. Many of the same engineers and the same team from our very successful Gulf Coast 1 project rolled over and began work on that. And we're just now entering the front-end engineering and design phase. So what we call phase 3. We hope to get final investment decision in early 2021 and be able to move into the field.
And what's the scope, Ron? What will that investment entail?
We estimate around $8 billion. It will entail slightly over a 2 million met ton cracker, 2 very large world scale, largest in the world, polyethylene loops that will consume the 2 million met tons of ethylene.
And workforce, Ron, what's going to take to pull that off? Talk about a little bit about what things are going to look like at some of your sites, and this project is underway.
Well, I'm guessing it'll look very similar to what we've been through in building our Cedar Bayou cracker as well as our Old Ocean polyethylene facilities. In this case, it'll all be at one site, including all the OSBL. So we may see a few less workers at the peak, but it'll certainly be probably somewhere between 5,000 and 10,000 craft that will be required to build it. We are already in the planning stages for how that will come about.
Great. And 2024 is sort of the target for that.
2024 is our target. Right. Target startup. We expect to be able to finish the polyethylene plants first, and then come behind it with the cracker. And one of the benefits of being on the U.S. Gulf Coast is the pipeline and the salt dome network that allows us to start up the new polyethylene facilities without having the cracker operating.
Ron, in your presentation today, you spoke that you said that 75% of mega projects fail. Can you just give us some more insight into that statement?
Sure. And first, I think it's helpful to define what failure is. And per IPA, which is where the data comes from, it's being over 25% over on your cost, 25% over on your schedule, or a year later, not having the asset produce within 75% of what it's supposed to be doing. So it's not a particularly high bar, and yet 75% of projects fail, and it's because of just the complexity. I think you can supervise, you can plan, you can process your way to a smaller project, but a large one really has to be led, and has to be led by a culture, and we talked about that a little bit this morning in terms of what we had to do to turn around the safety culture and really the culture of the whole site. And so many things have to be happening in tandem and in sequence, well planned, well thought out, well executed, to be able to maintain your cost, maintain your schedule, because in general it's in the field where it starts to fall apart. And if you get out of sequence, it's very hard to get back in. And if you lose a day, you just can't make it up.
Right. Ron, flipping to another topic, plastic pollution, plastic bans, you addressed that in your presentation. First, what is CP Chem doing as part of the solution for that? And then sort of industry broader as a whole in regards to new technologies.
Okay, well, certainly we look at it as we have a role in creating a circular economy. We have a role in trying to take the environmental cost out of every step of the process, from feedstock through the production of ethylene, production of polyethylene, through transportation, through our customers use our product. So, building very energy efficient plants like we've just done is a start. Working with our customers to develop polymers that allow them to lightweight their products, so you can take a lot of the weight out of, say, a kayak or a milk bottle or a detergent bottle, use less material. Work with our customers to make their products more recyclable, and even for us, looking at using solar power to operate our plants.
Well, Ron, we know you got to run. We thank you for your time here at the Gulf Coast Industry Forum, and I appreciate you jumping on camera with BIC Magazine. Yeah.
My pleasure.
Yeah. And thank you, Ron. And for more videos, visit bicmagazine.com.